Thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Keeping It Real with America's Supermom. I am excited about my next guest. We actually probably see each other 4 days out of a week. Well, we don't physically see each other, but we're on a stage together in Clubhouse. We moderate in the Business Builders Group, and we talk to different business owners about tips and strategies on how to be the best version of themselves and how to grow their business, whether it's network marketing or whatever. It could be any business. So I'm excited to see him in person today because we're always just an audio app. We haven't seen each other. So I'm excited to have Curry Russell with me today. But before we get into some of our great wisdom that he always shares, I want to give him the opportunity to introduce himself.
Well, hi, Lachelle. Can you hear me okay?
Hear you fine.
Awesome. So my name's Curry Russell. I'm a husband, a father of two incredible preteens, and we live in West Virginia, and I've been in network marketing and building businesses for the last 7 years. Spent over 20 years in the public safety technology space, traveling around the world, working in 911 public safety centers all over the world. Have done nothing but travel all my life. And when I was introduced to network marketing, I started to understand having a why. And I knew that I wanted to bring myself out of traveling as much as possible to give myself back to my family. And now I am able to do as much as I want to do. And it's a great life.
I love that. And, I know about traveling a little bit. My husband, he was in the military, he was a reservist. So, he had to go 1 week out of a year, 2 weeks out of a year all the time. And so we have a big family. So we definitely would miss him when he's gone all those times. But in addition to that, he did retail. So it was like holidays, weekends, he was always working. So, when you're talking about traveling, there's a lot of people that are watching, and they're in a space where they have to do what they have to in order to make ends meet because of so many changes that have happened with the economy, whether with different industries. So what tips and advice would you give them about being in a situation where they do have to travel and be away from their family for periods of time?
Maximize your time. I will say
Mm.
that my time in hotels, I discovered, was the greatest asset to my life. I didn't have the distractions of life. I didn't have the distractions of a family. I didn't have the distractions of kids.
Mhm.
I shut the television off and used that time when I was not working as, 100% profitable time. And when I was by myself, I spent that time learning to do all the stuff that we've done. And I stopped watching television. I stopped wasting time, and became a monster at what it is that we do. And I love that I learned to maximize that time.
I love that. I think that is good. I don't watch a lot of TV myself. A lot of mine was related to depression because the stuff I was watching wasn't helping. But when it comes to maximizing your time, I love that you brought that up. When it comes to business and, with you being in a network marketing space, what are some of these income producing activities that we should be focused on when it comes to building our business?
I got to tell you, the only one that matters is invitation. I truly don't. I think there's so many perspectives on this, and I'm not saying that mine is right. I'm not saying that
Mhm.
mine is the best, but I will say that the only profitable action that you can take is inviting. And if you
Mhm.
spend the majority of your time inviting and you're running through the numbers, you're going to find the people to present to, and the people who are going to uh, find a passion in what it is that you have. And
Mhm.
if you spend your time giving your time away to getting ready or thinking you need to know stuff or reading, or it's like the only thing that can make you money is showing more people, getting more butts in the
Mhm.
seats. And
Mhm.
so invitation, I think, is the most valuable uh, um, skill in
Mhm.
our business. And so getting more butts in the seats is the most important thing.
I love that. Now, so what do you do to practice that in a regular basis where you don't get overwhelmed? Because I think sometimes people are like, "Oh, I need to talk to 30 people, today." And then some days I need to talk to 50 or 5 or it's just up and down. So what would you recommend would be a reasonable amount that you can be consistent with that can help you with that?
See, I think this is where people's own mindset is their own limiting uh, factor.
Mm,
Because social media has changed the game, and sending a single message. So if you have 500 friends in your Facebook group, or if your
mhm,
Instagram has 500 followings or whatever, if you have that many people in that list, how many, if you have 500 and you can send 50 a day,
mhm,
in 10 days, you would have invited all 500 people, and then you'd be out of people in your Facebook friends list.
mhm,
So 50 may be overwhelming to a new person, but
mhm,
if you show them a single script, okay, this is the script we're using today, and I want you to
mhm,
send this script to at least 10 people today.
mhm,
And when you get a response from one, then you do what you do. But
mhm,
you have to figure out where a person's comfort zone is and do a little bit more. It's
mm,
always do a little bit more. So my some of my teams, they'll do 50 in Facebook a day, and then go over and do 50 more in LinkedIn, and then do 50 more in Instagram, because we've maximized the
mhm,
speed. We know exactly how to do it just enough that you don't get thrown into Facebook jail for copying and pasting, or for doing all the goofy stuff. We've learned to play with the algorithm so that you can do a massive amount of effort to find the few who are going to be interested in taking a look at what you're doing.
I love that. Now, and so you mentioned a script, and that's all of what I'm about. It's like, hey, I love the copy and pasting because it's really time consuming. When I kind of get that creativity bug, I just write something one time and then I save it and send it to different people. So, what are some key things that we need to make sure we have in these invitations?
You're number one is it's not about you. It's not
Hmm.
about you at all. It's entirely about them. So your invitation needs to be a cast of vision, like a
Hmm.
tiny little piece of vision. Hey, look, I know you got a lot going on in your life, but look, if we can show you a way to create a better future for you and your family, would you be interested? And
Mm,
and if you stop wasting time trying, I know this is going to be the most painful thing that I say. I'm going to say the most painful thing that I can say. Stop wasting time trying to develop a relationship with a stranger to get a sale. That's
mm,
I am the most anti no like and trust guy on invitation, because I want to develop a relationship with a person I'm building a business with. I don't
mm,
want to waste time with a complete stranger trying to get to know their family, trying to get to know their friends, trying to get to know their occupation. I want to know if they're open to an idea. And if they're
mm.
open to an idea, then I can show them what it is that I have. And if they're not interested, I can move on and go find somebody who is, rather than wasting time trying to convince and sell a person. I'm just going to run through the numbers until I find the people who are interested.
I love that. I think that is really a unique way of doing it because so often it is trying to build these relationships that sometimes people can get distracted. You're busy trying to build a rapport and you kind of forget what it is that you're in the realm to discuss with people, or you get sidetracked by whatever it is that they want to talk about. So I think
Yep.
that's a good point, and that's just being focused and clear on an objective. So for your daily routine, I know you have to be someone with tough skin when it comes to network marketing. You talk about going through the numbers and, just having a certain stamina to do that every day. What do you do in your daily routine to keep
Um,
that stamina?
I have come to a point in my life where I just know that the main thing is the main thing, and
Mhm,
it's not about um, I, I had to completely separate myself from the task. Like it's not about
mhm,
me. It's just about helping more people. And so every single day, my primary goal is to at least show 10 people a day. It's just try to get 10 people, regardless of how many I have to invite, to just take a
mhm,
look at what it is I have. And from
mhm,
those 10 people, I may find one, two, three who are absolutely interested. That doesn't mean they're sold yet, doesn't mean that they get started, but those people may be people that I'm following up with. The
mhm,
rest of the people who aren't interested, I completely throw them out, go to the next group of people looking for those one, two, or three who are real prospects. A person, just because a person watches your video doesn't make them a prospect. Just
mhm,
because somebody you invite doesn't make them a prospect. A prospect is a person who has interest in what it is that you're doing, and that's the person you're following up with until they're no longer interested, and then they're no longer a prospect. But you're
mhm.
trying to always move a person forward through the process. And so every single day, my process is to just find those prospects from the masses of people.
I love that. Yeah. Now, so what are some networking tips? We have done a lot in the room that we share with the business builders group. But what are some ways that you have networked, because it's been non-traditional. We don't have the luxury of always being in person with many people, during this pandemic. So what are some ways that you network and that you can offer to the listeners?
So find a way to be an expert, and I want to say, no matter what it is that you're doing, whether it's cooking, fishing. I mean, I love fishing. I spend a lot of time in fishing groups on social media.
Mhm,
Find a way to become an influence or a leader. And so
mhm,
the entire thing about building businesses is if you have lost focus on uh, the direct sale. Like if you join a network marketing company and you think that it's just about direct sales, you're doing it wrong. It's entirely about building teams of people. But
mhm,
your income, and this is my one of my favorite phrases by my mentor Dale Calvert, your direct income is a your income is a direct reflection of the number of leaders you develop in your organization. Your long
mhm,
term income in this industry will only be based on the leaders who are developing leaders who are developing leaders in your organization. Everything else is just waiting to be gone. Like it's literally you're waiting for a brand new person to come in and then quit in within
mhm,
5 minutes. But if you find leaders or you find people who you can develop into leaders, you'll change your whole life. So a lot of times in networking, you're looking for influencers. So if you go
mhm,
into these groups that you associate yourself with, have hobbies in, or you're whatever it is that you're part of, you're looking for the people in these groups who are already being influencers. You're looking for the ones who are taking action. You're looking for the ones who are already doing something to be a benefit to other people. Because if you can get those people to work with you, you've already got a leg up. You really don't want to spend a lot of time talking to people who aren't doing anything. Those people aren't going to do anything in your business. So you want to find in these groups on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all these platforms who are like-minded with you but are
mhm.
making a difference to their platform, making a difference to their community. Those are your people that you want to really become friends with develop some relationships with, and let them see the type of lifestyle that you're creating for yourself and the vision that you're casting for your family's future, and bring those people into your business.
I love that. Now, we have a lot of people that talk about, provide value, value, ask, or whatever, all these different philosophies about really helping people understand the value of what you do. And a lot of that transfers into free information or whatever. So, how do you balance this notion of value and actually charging? Because I think sometimes that could be a disability for a lot of people. They start out with this value, and then when it comes to asking what they're worth or transitioning to getting paid about some of the stuff, it's kind of hard to break away from that.
So outside of network marketing, I've done a lot in terms of building uh, websites and graphic design and stuff like that. But my focus has never been on creating money outside of network marketing. I already have a career that I've built. I've already got the network marketing teams. So when you're in these communities, your focus should be on developing prospects to profit through those networks of people. You're
Mhm,
not, and I want to say this because I'm developing a anti MLM community. Like I really am focused on going against the anti MLM movement in this
mhm,
world. And I want to say this: we're not making money off of people. Now I want to clarify that, because we all want to profit. We want to make money, but you're looking to build money with people.
mhm,
If other people aren't making money, it's because they haven't learned how to go through the process. They haven't developed themselves. And there's a lot of people who get started in these types of things, and in 10 minutes they haven't become a millionaire, and they feel like that it's not going to work for them. And then they start trashing the entire industry because they sucked at it at the beginning. And
mhm,
so
mhm,
when you're in these groups and you're in value, your value should be to attract prospects. Your value should be to attract leads for
mhm,
your up and coming growing organization. And if your focus isn't on finding leaders or developing leaders, you're kind of blind to the
mhm,
reality of what this is. Network marketing is not direct sales. Network marketing is not regular sales. It is entirely about building leaders in your organization, and it's tough. So, and just to put this in perspective, I'm doing one of my very first what do you call it? Like, it's not a trade show, but it's a vendor fair or whatever. And
mhm,
my goal going to that vendor fair isn't to sell products. My goal at that vendor fair is to find leaders. My goal is to talk to the
mhm,
other vendors and see if they're really happy with what it is that they're doing, and go, look, we got something that you might want to add to your business. You might want to, switch over. I'm looking for leaders. I'm looking for people. And so, there's going to be over 50 vendors at this little event, and I'm going to have a lot of people to talk to all day long. So when I network with people, it's not about trying to upsell them something or sell them another service. My focus is my focus, and it is to prospect and find leads.
I love that. Now, and that's just really being a trailblazer for something that is just not happening right now. When it comes to somebody speaking up, what type of traits or what characteristics do you think someone has to have in order to be a trailblazer, to be able to do what you're willing to do right now?
You got to find a hunger in people. Honestly,
Mhm,
you're looking for somebody that's hungry. You're looking for somebody that's not happy in their current situation, that they're willing to put forth effort to do something else. They're willing to make some small changes in their life. They're willing to sacrifice a little bit of time. Especially if you want something different in life, you've got to do something different in life. If you think that you're going to join a network marketing business and your life isn't going to dramatically change,
Mhm.
you're completely mistaken. It's going to be a dramatic shift in mindset to develop into who you're going to become. And so when you're looking at people, you've got to look at and there's a psychology to it. Like if there's people who only look for firstborn people. Like there's people who look
Mm.
for people who have some tormented backgrounds, sometimes people who have already overcome some problems in their life, people who have even gone to jail or prison and they've got great
Mm.
careers, people who have set themselves apart, who know how to overcome some things. I got some great friends in the LDS community,
Mhm.
and I jokingly say that I'd love to recruit every person who knocks on my door trying to tell me about the Book of Mormon. Like those are my target market. Like I want to get all of them, because those people know how to run through some no's. They know how to take a rejection like nobody's business.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I'm looking for those people. So that's kind of
Mhm.
how I do it.
I love that. And I mean, do you feel like, this is just something that takes place over time? You kind of get that experience of learning, hey, this is one of the traits you have to have, and I mean, what better experience this than, really going through it yourself? I know for myself, it's like, hey, I need to find somebody who was like me because I was hard headed doing all these things and it was a waste of time. So being able to identify that, in someone else.
I've probably heard no 10,000 plus times. I mean, I've heard no, and you have to start figuring out how to feel as good about getting a no as you
Mhm.
do about getting a yes, because getting a no lets you feel inside that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because if
Mm.
you hear a no, that's a response. If you don't hear
Mhm.
anything, you haven't even attempted. If you're not getting responses, you're not attempting. So if your focus is taking the action versus worrying about the results, your life will change. If you have any concern, even a little bit, for I gotta know. Like if a no hurts your feelings, you're not ready yet. Your brain
Mhm.
is holding on to the outcome when you should feel amazing that you asked. Like that's like when the moment you asked, that's all you can do. That's the most you can do. Outside of that, it's not up to you. It's up to the universe to give you the people who are supposed to come work with you.
Mhm. That's good. I love that because I think so often we paralyze ourselves. We go and think, oh, they're gonna say no. We kind of get out of it. Oh, I don't want to ask them. Well, they're gonna think I'm crazy or whatever. So I love that because one of the things I say is if you don't ask, the answer's no. So
Yeah,
you never know. The answer could be yes, and you're missing out on that yes because you didn't ask.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was to say that the moment that I had that breakthrough in my life, my business changed. The
Mhm.
moment I stopped caring about the outcome, I started showing people like a madman, and stopped caring at all and on the outcome entirely, and just did the thing. And I went from enrolling 8 total people over the course of a year and 4 months to now enrolling nearly 800 people in my businesses. And it
Mhm.
just changed everything, because I can go out and show thousands of people, and I don't care if a person says no, cusses me, tells me to get out. I don't. None of that matters. It's not my responsibility to worry about the outcome. It's my responsibility to do the thing that I'm supposed to do.
I love that. I mean, and that is just so true about at least you have an answer. That limbo stuff, it's like, you're putting this person off, you're calling them a month later, keep on, prolonging the inevitable. So I love how you say that, you have an answer, you know how to
Can
move forward.
can I give your audience something?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm a massive fan of the parable of the sower. Jim Rohn covers it in
Mhm,
How to Build Your Network Marketing Business, the
mhm.
greatest audio for network marketers in the history of our industry. If you've not listened, if everybody hasn't listened to How to Build Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn, you need to memorize it. Like it's the
Wow.
most powerful audio. But because of the parable of the sower, I wanted to give people a script system to
Mm,
win. And so if they visit sowmoreseeds.com,
okay.
SOWMORESEEDS.com, sow more
Mhm,
seed. There is I don't, I'm not even sending any kind of autoresponder, nothing. I'm just giving away my script system so that you have something to start with to
mhm.
launch your business. So it is just a really simple platform just to launch your business.
I love that. Now explain to those that may be watching why a template, something to start with is better than 0. I
Oh,
think sometimes people think, well, this isn't mine. I didn't create it. Walk us through that because, I've had so many people that they are still in the same spot 6 months, a year later, because they haven't got something to get them started with. So, talk to us about the importance of, a script or a template or something when it comes to building.
no matter what company you're in, no matter what products you represent, no matter what service you represent, we all are doing the exact same thing. We are
Mm,
all inviting to a resource, showing people a resource, and then closing, handling objections or closing from that point. So having a template gives
mhm,
you the ability to have some starting point to launch from, because
mhm,
too many people are trying to make it up as they go. They're trying to recreate the wheel. They're trying to reinvent a faster, better way. But the reality is do what leaders have done, and you'll get what leaders have got. And if you don't, if you waste time like I did, I wasted many years trying to figure it out myself, trying to work out a better way. And finally, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to follow the leader. I'm going to do what they're doing. I'm going to give presentations exactly like they're giving them. I'm going to tell my story the way they're telling their story. And something happened. Like the
mhm,
moment I stopped doing it my way and
mhm,
started following the leaders, it just changed. And so
mhm,
now I'm a leader and I just give away every single thing that I'm doing because I want everybody in this industry, no matter what company, no matter what product, no matter what service they're representing, I want you to win. I want you to win because I would much rather have the statistics go up than go down.
mhm,
I'd much rather people come into this industry and start winning from day two rather
mhm,
than
mhm.
quitting on day three. And so
I love that.
it's if you have a platform or some tool to help you win at a higher level,
Mhm,
especially scripts, because we all just are we're doing the same thing. But there are going to be leaders who are going to teach you that you need to develop a relationship. And I'm telling you, stop wasting time, especially on cold market. You do not need to
mhm.
develop a relationship in with cold market in this day and age.
Love that. I mean, that is just some great nuggets right there. I hope everybody was listening. I mean, this has just been a great, great interview. I appreciate all the wealth of knowledge and insights that you've shared. And time goes by so quick. I'm like, it seems like we just got started and we're already at the end of the broadcast. But tell everybody the best way to get a hold of you.
CurryRussell.com. You can find all my information. You can find me on Facebook. You can find everything's Curry Russell. Like I am, it's easy to find me because I've done everything in my name: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Curry Russell. So if you go to curryrussell.com, you're going to find all of my resources, including the Sow More Seeds link. You'll find the link to my book, Jesus Christ, the First Network Marketer, and all of that's on my website.
Awesome. And so, what final words would you like to share with everybody today?
Stop worried about the outcome. do the thing. If you're a green personality and you think you need to know more information, let that go. If you're a yellow personality and you believe that you need to just be concerned about people, let all that go. If you're a blue personality, this might not be the journey for you. I'm not a fan of blue personalities because I want to, they're just like, stop. It's not about the party. It's not about the community. It's about building a legacy for your family. So wake
Mhm.
up, go win at a high level, you blues. And for the red personalities, the people who are driven to win, you're going to step on a lot of toes. And so
Mhm.
you have to do the thing and help as many people. And for those reds who are like me, realize that you've got to become a chameleon. And so that's my last, those are
Mhm.
the highest level tips I can give.
Love that. Well, we thank you so much, Curry, for coming on and sharing your insight. And we want to thank you guys for watching us today. If you have any questions, remember, go to curryrussell.com. And if you have anything that you want to put in the comments, we will make sure that we'll forward them to Curry. But we want to thank you guys so much and reach out, have a conversation. It's amazing what things can transpire just from having a conversation, having a dialogue about something that you thought was always right. You hear another perspective, and it really opens you up to a different way of thinking and living. So, again, Curry, we thank you so much for being on here today. Looking forward to more insights in the room on Clubhouse.
Good to see you, Lachelle. Appreciate you having me.
All right. Well, you guys have a great night, and we will see you all on the next episode. Bye for now.